Alright guys, so I'm getting started here in just a few minutes, so I'm just waiting patiently. Right, so you guys can send me messages. Okay, so that way as I'm talking, you guys can send me messages as well. Okay, so right, so um, right, the idea here is that with the YouTube Live, right, I'm trying to do this at least once a day, right, so that way you guys can follow along. This video is recorded afterwards, so that way if you have any questions as well. Okay, so um, right, so I just posted on Classroom, right, so I'm going to start with period 6. Okay, so right, a couple things that you guys can be working on, right, as well as the stuff that I've talked about before, right, your makeup assignments. Okay, I've sent a few of you guys emails regarding these. Okay, so and I might have sent a few of you guys the wrong ones, but right. So just bear with me. I'm trying to figure out um, how all this how all this works. Um, so the first one, right? So um, right. So this guy here. So this is the template for the circuits worksheet. Okay, and so sorry, that's my mother-in-law's cell phone. Okay, this is the one on Classroom, right? So this one, if you just look for circuits, okay, I'll show you guys where that one's at. So circuits, if you go in Classroom, okay, so you hit Control F, and that allows you to search up here. So, okay, so we're doing the circuits worksheet. Okay, that was, there you go. That was advanced circuits, so it was before that. Okay, and so each one of these here, right, and where is that one? You'd think I could spell circuits. Okay, and so this guy here, this was right when we first started talking about circuits, right? And so right, my class dojo, right, the advanced circuits. Okay, and so the circuits worksheet was the one that where are you? Right, you'd think I'd know where all this stuff is, but right. So the circuits worksheet is this guy right here. Okay, so you just open the document. This is one that we actually did on paper. I forgot that we did it that way, and I didn't have a physical copy of this one. So what you can do is you can just type in. So you go to make a copy. So for this, it'll just be only view only. Okay, you go to File and you go to Make a Copy, and then of course you put your name, so you can get over that one. So you're just going to put your name and your period, so 5 or 6. Okay, and then just click OK. Okay, and then on that one, you guys are going to fix. Go in and write in there where all the yellow is, so you can just write right over that. So just highlight over it, so I can say, suppose that you have a single bulb, right, and it burns out. So remember, this is on Gizmos, so I'll go ahead and I'll add that in onto that page there. So physics, so that one there. So right, so this is this was Explore Learning. Okay, so if we just go here to Explore Learning. Okay, and so Explore Learning. Okay, you log in. This is Gizmos. Go to log in. Okay, and then yours is just going to be under circuits. Okay, so it was right there as well. Okay, so if you scroll down, it's the one all the way on the bottom. So that's this guy. So that's circuits. Now, if you start to get a like a yellow here, let me show you. Okay, so if you start to get this idea here, so if I sign out, okay, and then I just go back to here, but I don't log in. Oops, I don't want to do that. Oops. Okay, so if I just go to here and I log out, okay, let me get it. Copy that. Okay, and if I log out and I try to go back in without being logged in, here's what's going to happen. Okay, so okay, so if I just go here to search for circuits. Okay, and so now if I go in, now what's going to happen is it's going to start to give me a timer. Yeah, this timer right up here. This just means that you haven't logged in, right? This is probably one of the most common things that people run into. You get 5 minutes a day, so you go back up here to log in and enroll. If you're in Chrome, it'll remember your password. Okay, and so if you haven't downloaded Chrome yet, you can just search for Google. That's what we use in class. Okay, and so on here, so this is basically what we had done in class. Okay, by putting these guys here with the battery. Okay, and so if you go back to circuits, right, so it's asking you here, suppose that you have a single light bulb and it burns out. What do you think is going to happen? These are things that you do before you start the gizmo. Okay, and then on here you're going to do this section. Okay, we have the battery and all that stuff. So you make a copy of this, and then once you're done, you're just going to share it. Okay, and then you're going to type in my email address, dressel-r@kcusd.com. Oh, that's my wife's. There you go. Okay, and so then you just send that one. Okay, and then what that'll do is that'll send me an email to let me know that you're working on this. Okay, so see that pops up saying, hey, you have an invitation to edit. Okay, and then that way I know you're working on it. Okay, and so, right, and so some of the other things that are on here, right, so here we'll go back to that. Okay, so that was the first one, right? Okay, and there you go. So Richard, I got yours. Okay, and so Ohm's Law Worksheet. So like this guy here, right? If you had this one, this is one that we did in class, and I scanned a copy of it. I didn't have a digital copy of this, so I just scanned it. Okay, ignore the second part. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Open With, and I'm going to open with DockHub. Okay, if you haven't installed DockHub yet, DockHub is going to be our kind of go-to for using PDF files. Okay, and so I go here to DockHub, right, and it's going to load. And as long as you're logged into DockHub, it'll load the document. Okay, and so then you can use the text tool here. So you have an alarm that takes 5 amps, and when it's connected to 120 volts, calculate the resistance. Okay, so up here it says resistance is equal to the voltage divided by the current. Okay, so so we're going to put resistance is equal to, okay, the voltage, which in this case is 120, divided by 0.5. Okay, and whatever that equals out on your calculator. Okay, and then you could just do another equals. As you go right next to it, you say equals whatever the answer is. Okay, and so again, you're going to share this with me when you're done. So you just go here, you just go to share and send. Okay, and you're going to add a contributor. Okay, and so you're going to type in my name, dressel-r@kcusd.com. Okay, and so what that'll do now for me, it's going to tell me I'm the only one there. So if I try to use my personal email, r@kcusd. Oh no, we don't want that one. gmail.com. Okay, and so now what that'll do is that makes me now a contributor, if I could speak correctly, right? And so now that way, then I'll get an email just kind of like the one that you just saw there. Okay, and so if you say you made it in the wrong spot, you can take this and drag it and put it in the right spot. Like if it was up here or got moved or something, or you needed more space. Okay, and so if you hit enter, it's going to give you more space if you need it. Okay, and so anyway, so you're going to go through and answer those questions. So don't worry about this section. This section is not useful. Okay, and so so then once you sent me a link, I'll get an email that'll tell me that you're done with that. Okay, and so now for the next one. Okay, so if say you are missing the next one, Coulombs Law practice problems. Okay, you would do the same thing. Okay, so you're going to open this one. You're going to open it with DockHub. Okay, and so you go here, go to DockHub. Okay, and you do the same thing. You're just going to open it with the PDF, with the DockHub. So like for this one, suppose you have this or that. And so you'll go here to text, and you'll type in your answers here. Okay, if you need more space, you can stretch these out. If you need more space than that. Okay, so if you need to move stuff, you can just take this guy and move him, just like so. Okay, so anyway, so that's kind of the idea. So you go back and you go to share and send. Okay, you do the same thing. So you share and send, and then that'll get a copy of that. Okay, and so that'll be kind of the go-to thing for stuff that is only on a PDF file. Okay, so all these here, right? So I got to find that one again. So collision analysis, right? So that one's actually a Google Doc. So you can open that one. this one here, momentum word problem, that's a PDF. You'd open it with DockHub. Guide to thinking, it's a PDF, so you open it with DockHub. Okay, 8.1 worksheet was a PDF, so you open it with DockHub. The trig worksheet, PDF, same thing. Okay, so anything with a PDF, I'm just going to write that up here at the top. Okay, so there's a video above this on how to install DockHub to make sure you have access to it. Okay, and so that'll be the link up here. Okay, so you just go to dockhub.com, and that teaches you how to put that on there. Okay, so there's a video that I recorded earlier. Okay, and so any PDF. Share and send. Okay, any doc file. Share with me at kcusd.com. Okay, so that should help you with at least your makeup work. Okay, and so alright, like I said, I've sent you guys out a few emails already. That just takes a few minutes for me to go through, but it's probably a lot easier for you guys to just go through your PowerSchool account and see what it is you're missing. Okay, and so hopefully that makes sense. So the other one on here that I've added is this link up here at the top, this video, right? If you want to see it again, right? This is also a link to my YouTube channel, so that way you'll get notices when I post a YouTube live account. Okay, and so for this guy, this is kind of reviewing back to Unit 2, right? And so on here you're going to find videos on how you can answer these questions. So I posted a link to this guy here, so that way you can watch this video, right? If you need help, so you get there and you talk about displacement versus total distance. Okay, so if you go down here, this will show some note-taking guides and that kind of stuff, practice problems. Okay, so as the crow flies lab, that would be a separate lab. You can kind of see how that one would work out. Okay, so don't worry about over here. So these are just the two different words, distance versus displacement. Okay, in Georgia, standards of excellence. Don't worry about that. We're not in Georgia, so right. So in here, these are the things that you should learn from this unit. So that way you got to have access to videos and to be able to try to understand. So maybe even if you didn't fully understand this the first time, right, that you could go through and you could say, okay, well now how about speed and velocity, those two differences. So that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. Okay, so my kids are reading, so they're doing school too. So right, so hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, you can always text me on Remind. Okay, and so I'll look back through. I'll check my questions. No questions yet. Right, so good times. Okay, so again, thanks for watching.